So I'm working on one data queue, and the reviewing officer is very hard to work with. And I wonder who would you recommend for me to request for step in the case that I have hard time working with the officer. I requested someone else to look at the case, and the officer advised me that he sent it to field enforcement for comments. I wonder what would be your advice when I'm having difficulty.
All right. So number one, have you ever seen this document? Yes. Have you ever seen this document, Sandra?
Um, I'm, I don't see your screen.
Oh, well, maybe I forgot to share my screen. Bear with me here. Oh, I forgot to share my screen. So we'll do this one first. So boom, boom, boom. You've seen this data guide, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So this is the DataQ Bible. This is telling law enforcement, basically each state, how to handle data queues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying you're having a difficult time with a data queue you submitted to a given state because the person you're talking to, you're not making any headway and you don't think they're listening and giving you proper consideration. Yes?
Yeah, yes.
All right. So now Control F of this document. Now, those that don't know where this document is, I'm going to put it in the chat function of our thing here. So if you need to copy and paste where this document is, go ahead into the chat, right click, copy, paste it, and you have this document. Control F, administrative review. I'm just going to see administrative. Why is it not working? Let me see here. Review. Oh my goodness. Admin. Just bear with me here. Trying to find the right term. Just trying to find it, so bear with me. We're not in a big hurry. What word am I looking for? Just give me a minute. RDR, there you go. Ooh, too many of them. There. Okay, see how they have a sample data queue review council. That's what it's called, right? There. Establishing a data queue review council. This section discusses the option of creating a data queue review council committee at the state level to assist in resolving particular data queues. It includes issues a state should consider when setting up such a council. So see how this says it's recommended that each state establish a data review council? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a sample data review council, it actually gives you, and then here it tells you how to establish one as the state. Here's a sample one on page 78. So what has Arizona done? It's not in Arizona, is it?
Is South Carolina.
All right. So see how Arizona is an example, and they have 5 voting members: the commander of the Arizona department, the training officer, 2 rotating field officer, and an industry representative, like, someone out in the trucking industry. So
Mm-hmm.
when you have a problem with the data queue in Arizona, they have established, the exact term is called a data queue review council. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you dispute a data queue and you don't like the person you're talking to, you could literally open up a Word document, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how every data queue I do is in Word. And what I would do is I would say something like this, right? Like something like this. And I can send it to you in email if you want. I am requesting a data queue review council, right?
Mm-hmm.
To review this data queue because we feel it is not being decided properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without being offensive to the person. We understand that the data queue analyst guide recommends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recommends that a DataQ review council be established. For example, the DataQ analyst guide outlines Arizona's council as noted below, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does South Carolina have such a council? And if so, can we elevate this DataQ to that council? You see what I'm doing, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So then what I do is I kept reviewing the analyst guide. So I'm just going to put the analyst guide in here too, right?
Mm-hmm.
If South Carolina has no such council established, and if this has been elevated to the highest level, right? Level within the South Carolina Motor Carrier Enforcement Program, then I plan to reach out to the state program. Now watch this, the FMCSA state program manager in South Carolina to discuss this DataQ directly with them. Now what you're doing is you're leaving the state of South Carolina and going to the federal office in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And this is just, if you want to go that far, we're going to keep working through this. So how does that work? FMCSA field offices. This is a list of all field offices in the United States. If I go down to the Southern Service Center right here and type in South Carolina, I now have that contact, yes? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stick that right in here. In the event that the South Carolina office cannot find a resolution, I plan to elevate this DataQ to the Southern Service Center, right? Mm-hmm. And then, this is too big, make it smaller. And again, I'm going to send you this. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to go back to this right here and go up to here and click on this and highlight this, right? Copy. Please respond as to the final South Carolina decision so we can elevate this request as needed, right? Mm-hmm. If you would like to discuss in person, please call John Seidel